Do you know what you have done? You have climbed to the heaven and have taken hold of the clouds.
What does a really radically generous community and intentional world building look like? My name is Cauleen Smith, and I'm a filmmaker. Sojourner is a film in which I visit several different sites in the United States where I believe acts of radical generosity and community building occurred. We're generally cynical about ideas around utopia, like, oh, they never work, it's not possible. But there have been instances where people have managed to build intentional communities that were really successful. I wanted to build a film that meditated on this idea of what it means to build something for others and to be generous. I first spent a lot of time visiting various sites. I took my 16mm camera down to the Watts Towers in Los Angeles, and I filmed as a way of looking at it. I stumbled over this photograph when I was researching the Watts Towers, taken by this photographer, Billy Ray, for Time Life. It's a beautiful photograph of these guys just sort of languidly hanging out in the Watts Towers, and one guy has a transistor radio, and I'm obsessed with radios, and it just seemed like a fashion shoot, and yet something about it seemed authentic. I had this idea that it would be a fabulous image to reenact, and then I thought, oh, I should really reenact it with women. But in speculating and projecting about what the future could look like, it made sense to restage that photograph at the Outdoor Museum in Joshua Tree inside of one of Noah Purifoy's sculptures. And then I combined that with voices of women reading these texts from Alice Coltrane, who was an amazing musician and then became spiritually transcended.
What is monumental and eternal to me is to feel the Lord's play and hear the Lord's laughter or talk.
Rebecca Cox Jackson, who was a Black woman, and she started the first and only Shaker community that was in a city center.
Thou must be unmade and remade, and thou must be made a new creature.
And this other more contemporary text written in 1977, the Combahee River Collective, which was written by a group of Black women, academics, and queer women. It was a manifesto declaring the ways in which they had to join together, work together in order to take care of and liberate themselves. And they list all the different ways that Black women are routinely marginalized and dismissed, and that the only people who are going to save us are us.
Before looking at the recent development of Black feminism, we would like to affirm that we find our origins in the historical reality of Afro-American women's continuous life and their struggle for survival and liberation.
The desert shoot in Sojourner was just so much fun. I need 12 women to be in the desert and to wake up before the sun comes up and to look fabulous. The way it came together just seemed as if it was wanting to happen. Waking up with the sun, it does something to you. It was like a really beautiful experience, and it had everything to do with the desert and the magic that's just out there for you. At the end of Sojourner, it's dawn, and all of these women are walking across the desert, and they settle into this pose, stare at the camera, and then they just inhale. And with the sun rising, and trying to connect all of these different historical points, for me in that moment, they come together to signify possibility. It is possible to build a better world. It's possible to be generous. It's possible to build something that is no longer good for yourself, but for others. It's possible to leave something behind. It's just possible to make a better world. People do it all the time.
At the eventide, be so big that sky will learn sky.